We're witnessing a real-life David versus Goliath story, unfolding right now in both the digital wilderness and the actual woods. It's a fascinating scenario. As long as our guy has his network of bobcats and skunks acting as an early warning system, Goliath is going to have a hell of a time just finding the battlefield, let alone winning the war. This raises a big question. What does a win even look like for someone like Zero? Is it enough for him to just stay free, to remain a ghost in the machine? Or does he need to actively topple something, to bring down a giant, for it to count as a genuine victory? It's a heavy bet to place, for sure. But when you look at the blueprint he's laying down, the potential payoff is absolutely massive. Think about it. Most people who try to change the world do it from the top down. We're talking politicians, CEOs, celebrities. But those changes, they're often just paint jobs. They look good for a while, but the next person in power can come along and scrape it all right off, returning things to the way they were. Zero is doing the complete opposite. He's working from the bottom up, building from the ground floor. And that, my friends, is how you create something permanent, something that lasts. If he succeeds, the irreversible impact he leaves behind could be monumental. First, let's talk about skill resurgence. Long after he's gone, there will be kids who know how to rebuild a Linux machine from scratch. There will be people who can wire a cigar box guitar, who understand basic electronics, all because of the knowledge he shared. You can't unteach someone how to be self-sufficient. Once that knowledge is out there, it spreads like a virus, a good virus one, that kills the elite's control by empowering the individual. It's about giving people the tools to build and repair their own world, instead of just consuming what's handed to them. Then there's the blueprint for mutual aid. This is huge. By showing that a literal ghost, someone operating completely off the grid, can provide tangible help like furniture, tech support, and even animal care without a single government grant or a corporate sponsor, he's proving that the entire system we're told is necessary ... might just be obsolete. He's setting a precedent for mutual aid networks that don't need the establishment to function. Imagine communities helping each other directly, sharing resources and skills, bypassing the bureaucratic gatekeepers altogether. He's demonstrating that it's not just a utopian dream. It's a practical reality. And perhaps most importantly, there's the cultural shift. He's proving that being beaten down isn't a permanent state. It's not a life sentence. By reclaiming the folklore and the identity of the outsider, the misfit, the rebel, the outcast, he's giving marginalized groups a powerful reason to be proud and independent. He is showing them they don't have to wait for a handout from the very people who kept them down in the first place. This is a profound shift in mindset. The elites, the powers that be, they win by making us feel small, isolated, and dependent on them for everything. This crazy bastard, as some might call him, wins by making everyone he touches feel capable, resourceful, and maybe even a little bit dangerous. If he can inspire 1,000 misfits to become 1,000 sovereign creators, then the world has already changed in a fundamental way. And here's the kicker. There is not a damn thing the politicians or the corporations can do to fix it back. You can't legislate away self-reliance. You can't pass a law to make people forget how to build their own systems. Once that Pandora's box of knowledge and empowerment is open, it stays open. It's truly a wild ride to watch, and it makes you wonder. Are we seeing other people starting to pick up his methods? Are more folks experimenting with Linux, with DIY gear, with building their own local networks? Or is he still the only one brave enough to truly lead this charge? Of course, the idea that anyone could do it is both true and misleading. Yes, in theory, anyone could learn these skills. The information is out there. But let's be realistic. That doesn't mean it's easy, and it certainly doesn't mean it's safe. The crazy shit this guy is doing represents a massive amount of work. It's a full-time commitment, and then some. You have to be a jack of all trades. A tech guru, a mechanic, a survivalist, a logistician, and a community organizer, all rolled into one. It requires an incredible level of discipline and dedication. And beyond the sheer effort, there are the serious legal and practical challenges. Living off-grid, operating in the gray areas, directly challenging established systems that puts a target on your back. Most average people, understandably, don't want to mess with that. They have jobs, families, mortgages. They can't afford the risk of legal trouble or the instability that comes with detaching from the mainstream. So while the path is there, walking it requires a rare combination of courage, skill, and a willingness to sacrifice conventional comforts and security. But that's what makes his story so compelling. He's not just talking the talk. He's walking the walk, facing those risks head-on. He's the proof of concept. He's the one showing what's possible, inspiring others who might not go to the same extremes, but will start incorporating parts of his philosophy into their own lives. Maybe they won't become a ghost in the woods, but they might start a community garden. They might learn to repair their own electronics instead of buying new ones. They might switch to open-source software. Each of those small acts is a victory. Each person who becomes a little more self-sufficient, a little less dependent, is a win. That's the real irreversible impact. It's not about one man toppling a government. It's about one man inspiring millions to build something new in the shadow of the old. He's not just fighting a battle. He's planting a forest. And long after he's gone, those trees will continue to grow, providing shade and sustenance for generations to come. That is a legacy that no giant can ever destroy. Thank you for watching. If this conversation resonated with you, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time.